Mayton, a G League performer, gets in the box score. Foul called before the shot, so the Nets will have it on the side. Their lead is currently 11.
Well, in this Miami zone, they've continued to extend it more and more.
Oh, Carmelo is going to take a shot.
Smart decision, Melo.
It was uncontested.
Facebook or Twitter, email, man, they ask me what happened to that. That's cool as my hustle hunger, you know. And I just have to tell them like this what I'm on right now, you know. Posted up on Cottage Grove, roasted blowing knots of dough. I done got a couple racks chilling, playing dominoes.
Welcome to NBA Timeout, where we not only talk about the present of basketball, it's about the future as well as the past. From forgotten stars to current superstars to stars that fell off. Speaking of stars that fell off, today we talk about Carmelo Anthony. Let's go.
Anthony with the spin. Anthony, banks it home. Great shot move.
I believe while his contemporaries, Dwayne Wade will be considered probably the second best shooting guard ever. Second or third, that's debatable. LeBron James will be considered one of the greatest basketball players ever. I believe Carmelo Anthony is going to go the route of Bernard King, a great scorer who just couldn't win, couldn't get it done, who wasn't a team ball player. And in 10 years, the only people that's going to remember him is people who watched him while he played or historians. The casual fan will not remember Carmelo Anthony.
Nuggets roll the push it. What a pass that time by Carmelo inside to Nene for the finish off the left-hand dribble.
That was incredible. That was unbelievable.
A little reminiscent of Magic off.
Melo had an unwillingness to adapt, and I think that was his major problem. Melo constantly tried to play iso ball, and the league changed. Melo was a ball killer. The league now is a motion league. You put shooters coming off screens, and Melo tried to go one-on-one, and while Melo was doing his one-on-one thing, the team sat and looked. As you can see in OKC, it didn't work. It didn't work. It slowed down the ball. It lost him a lot of games. And as well, his shooting just isn't there anymore. His field goal percentage went down. He didn't have the same touch. Melo just isn't the same scorer that Melo once was. And it's not to say that Melo couldn't still be useful, but Melo has an unwillingness to come off the bench and be a sixth man to provide some type of spark off the bench. And as for Houston, Melo just would not work with the play style that Houston has. Melo is just not that type of guy. He just doesn't do motion. He doesn't run the floor like that. So I don't know what they was thinking. It didn't work in New York. It wasn't going to work in Houston.
Anthony turns, no. Gets his own miss. Goes hard to the basket.
Wow. That's a man move right there by Carmelo Anthony.
It was.
His unwillingness to be coached. I mean, it's a lot of times where a coach told Carmelo something and he just didn't listen. And that was the problem, that he didn't sit back and he didn't listen. And when you don't listen, you create a rift between you and the coach, and you got other players who's sitting there looking at it. And if you ain't got to listen, they ain't got to listen. And that created a problem. And the experts have said it time and time again. And people have just ignored it. And they ignored it, well, because of one reason. And I'm about to get into that next.
What's your reaction to the trade?
Well, my reaction is that I thought it was the right move by the Knicks considering the circumstances. Carmelo Anthony is finally in a position where he's going to be able to legitimately compete for a championship. And I think that's something that his talent demands. This is a man that's been in the league for 14 years. He has never played in an NBA Finals. He's been to one conference finals in his career when he's with Denver, and Chauncey Billups was the point guard back there. We need to see somebody of his talent legitimately competing for a championship. And I think this definitely puts him in position, because if Russell Westbrook and Paul George, you have one of the elite, if not the elite backcourt in all of basketball.
Melo, just like LeBron, has always had a media shield, and the media has always shielded him from mistakes that he's done. They've always shielded him from bad games, especially Stephen A. Stephen A. is his biggest supporter, and I don't get why he gets no blame for some of the stuff that he did. The reason why Carmelo Anthony isn't in the league is because of his selfishness. That's why, plain and simple, that's going to be number 4 reason why, and the biggest reason why he's not in the league, because of his selfishness. Carmelo Anthony, if he wanted to, could have won the championship. He could have went to Chicago, had an opportunity for a championship. He didn't want to do that. He could have waited a year when he was in Denver, waited till his contract was up, went to New York Knicks, and New York Knicks would have still had their young core intact, and he'd had a team to play with, instead of them giving away the whole team and draft picks to get him.
Carmelo for the lead. Shot no. Tapped up, and tapped out. Controlled the nade. Billups. Here's Carmelo. Got it! Count it! For the win! 97-96. Denver.
I already told you what this was about, his selfishness. But going back to that team that Stephen A. said had nobody on it. You had J.R. Smith, who won an NBA title. You had Chauncey Billups, who already had an NBA title. You had Kenyon Martin, who was an all-star. You had Chris Anderson, the Birdman, who got a title. I mean, the common denominator when they didn't get a title was Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, again, his selfishness is the main reason why he's not a champion. Is the main reason why he's not in the NBA. It's the reason why nobody wants to deal with him, because nobody wants to deal with a guy who they have to change their whole offense around. Carmelo Anthony is no longer a star, but somehow the press and him and his agent somehow are convinced that he's still a star. He's not that guy. He is not that guy. And a lot of people are saying, Father Time, call it with him. Carmelo Anthony is 34 years old. He was washed since 28. Let's be honest. Can we be honest? Let's be honest. Be real with yourself. We know why he's not in the NBA no more. And the one thing we always got to remember is Carmelo does not play defense. He has never really played defense. His offense has always overridden his shortcomings. But now that he can't score, he doesn't play defense. He has no value. How the hell you get cut from the Bulls? Nobody gets cut from the Bulls. Nobody. Benny the Bull got signed to a 20-year contract. You don't get cut from the Bulls unless you're just trash. And that's what happened. Well, guys, there go the whistle. It's time for me to get out of here. This video is longer than normal, but it's a lot more things I could say. I'm just going to leave it at that. I think I made a good argument as to why he's not in the league, as to why he's probably one of the most overrated players of all time. That's all I got to say about that. Thanks for watching. We out.